From days of long ago, created by the cosmic legends of the universe. There stands one man, one great man, a man dedicated to preserving all that is good in pop culture. Loved by few, hated by many. Alone in his fortress of awesomeness, he battles fearlessly against the wolf, the evil, the unjust. To right that which is wrong, to stand for justice, to serve all mankind. He is the one, the only, the Comic Relief Crusader. Hello, it's Titillating Tuesday time with me, the Comic Relief Crusader, here on another lovely show on this lovely day, being Valentine's Day. Time to show the love that hopefully your significant other might be facing, and share that love of language that is French, the language of love. And I want to say, you know what, and I don't say this very often, thank you to Fet for Hire for the intro. I never do share that much, but I do want to put a shout out to Fet for Hire for making my intro and making it very nerdy and and awesome for this channel. Who do we got showing up so far tonight? We got Snuggle Fricklepaws. Hail to you, good sir. And well, and me too, because you know, obviously without me, it wouldn't be a show. Oh, and I got Foggy Brains here. Woot woot, made it on time. Hello, good sir. Nice to see you here in the chat tonight. And to everybody else who hopefully might be dropping by a little later on. So, so today, Valentine's Day. It's lost its luster. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. If my wife is watching, I love you. To everybody else that's watching or will be joining in later on watching, I love all of you too. And yes, Foggy Brains and Snuggle Fricklepuss, that means you guys also. So, yeah, you know what? Today I thought I was going to do the show about, you know, growing up, all the TV shows and movies that I just love to watch over and over again. You know, because I mean, you know, if there's that one TV show or that one movie that you just really enjoy, um you know, that you don't mind watching over and over again because you never get tired of it, well then, you know, why not do a show on that? But I didn't have enough prep time. I've been awfully busy, and yeah, just things got delayed. So what can I say? I ran out of time. So, and I'm terribly sorry about that. As I type and I talk to all of you out there. So, I feel so horrible that I'm just so unprepared for today. It's just stupid. It's nuts. Okay, so why don't we join Not join. What am I talking about? Why don't we just start off the day with funny news of the week that I heard, so we can just start off with a good laugh today. And oh God. And so I found this article from the from the Guardian. Oh, Guardian. Oh God. Well, these guys in the UK, man, they just go to such extremes. But here we are. So from the Guardian, in the archaeological headlines today, I do love history. I do love archaeology, and I did actually want to be an archaeologist, when I grew up, and I also wanted to be an astronomer too. But when I saw this article, I just had to shake my head and just give a good laugh about this. From the Guardian, 1,000-year-old remains in Finland, maybe non-binary Iron Age leader. My God. Oh, jeez. The stupid. It burns. Oh my God. First of all, okay. Kudos to the archaeologists that did find these remains. You know, that's great. It's awesome. Um, that you found this Iron Age um person, because it doesn't really say if it's a male or female. Um, so, but then again, by the looks of it, looks like to be a female. So, and I found in Finland, then more than likely, you know, she was of some prominence. So, um, but how would you even know? How would you even know? Um, that the person was non-binary. Oh my God. Hey, Christian Delorme. God, you know what? Every time I say your last name, I'm just hoping I'm pronouncing it right. Hey, Mike. I'm back to work after 4 months off. Awesome, dude. Dude, that's great. That is so great. I am totally happy for you, man. So, what you doing? What's the job? Can you say? Are you allowed to say? But other than that, congratulations of getting back to work. Happy for you, man. There's nothing like, getting back to a job and just, being productive. I know, not working just can drive you crazy. So, and hey, Crimson Toys is here. Yeah, non-binary. Yeah, I know, right? So, um, okay, so let's assume, okay, that 1,000-year-old remains of this Finland woman was actually a woman. But but how can you say, that that um that she was non-binary? Oh, okay. Lassie is silent. I'm a trucker. Okay. So Delorme. I'll go with Delorme. So unless you, of course, correct me again. So oh, that's right. And a trucker. So Delorme. Christian Delorme. Gotta say tough like a trucker. So but I just thought this is the most ridiculous thing. God. Like, um, seriously? Yeah, exactly. Snaggle Frickle Pushling. Oh God. Like, ah, the stupid that permeates in academia nowadays. It's you know what? It's gonna end up like that movie, Idiocracy, where where basically everybody in the future becomes like, just really stupid, feeding the plants Gatorade, because Gatorade just gives you energy, right? And not knowing how to do anything. We're pretty much on that fast track to idiocracy. So it's funny how art imitates life at this point, isn't it? So damn. Yeah, this is just ridiculous. Clearly, depending on the remains of the artifact, I'm pretty sure, because you can't argue with DNA. And we kind of covered this last week as well. So what we were talking about. Um, Pretty sure the skeletal structure would definitely tell you if it's a man or a woman. So because as we know, the hips don't lie, and that right there would just tell you man or woman. So maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so though. So, but yeah. So glad so far that everybody is joining in. So on this Valentine's Day to take part in the love that is Valentine's Day. So um yeah. So the 17th is coming up, and as you know, on my channel, a couple of weeks ago, I made this interesting prediction on Ant-Man, and the way that Phase 5 is going lately, with everybody essentially being either gender swapped, race swapped, or just replaced by a better, more kick-ass women. Not that I have anything against women heroes or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that, but it's essentially just the woke culture that's permeating um everything. Oh, Lost Wanderer. Glad to see you here, dude, on this happy Valentine's Day. Much love to you as well. Glad that you can join us. Um just this crap that's permeating in entertainment today. So, I've been looking around some news articles and whatnot, and um, damn train. If you can hear that, I apologize for it because I'm awfully close to railroad tracks. Um, I want to take my wife out because her birthday is on the 17th, and my wife forgive me for saying that, but you know what? Happy birthday coming up, and um, and this Valentine's Day, yes, I will take her out for drinks. That's the plan at least. So, I want to take her out to a movie this Friday. And I know I got to work days, but of course, the 17th can take her out to an evening show, And I was all hyped up. If you remember a few weeks back around New Year's, on the Titillating Tuesdays, we kind of went through all the movies coming out this year, one by one, and we had a few guests on and whatnot, and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was coming up, and because I like the other two, well, um, I wanted to go see this, but you know what? Now I'm not too sure because there are uh, a lot of reviews coming out. And well, let's take a look at them. So, by the Los Angeles Times review. And you know what? I feel like I'm kind of doing this as a service to you guys, okay? Because like me, you guys work hard for your money, okay? And probably others, like, say, I don't know, like, say, let's say Doomcock or something like that is kind of probably gone over this. But you know what? Hey, my show, and I'm going to be telling you all the news and reviews of the entertainment industry because that's why my channel exists. So from the Los Angeles Times, from the wokest of the woke states, California, review: the Marvel machine hits a new low with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Oh boy. Well, what does it have to say? Let's have a look here. Stupid pop-ups. Um, Time works a little differently in the quantum realm, which may explain why the 2-hour Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania lasts an eternity. Oh boy. Well, that's saying something already right off the cuff, isn't it? To be sure, even as I entered the theater and took my seat, I found myself succumbing to a familiar, dread soaked kind of temporal disorientation. Oh man. Okay. Has it really been only 3 months since the last Marvel movie? I think it has been, hasn't it? Wow. You know what? They're so bad. I can't even tell. Are they really just 3 months to go until the next one? Yeah, because Guardians of the Galaxy is coming up, and another 3 months after that. Oh yeah, that's right. What's coming on after Guardians? I can't remember now. Um, oh, that's right. Okay, before that was like what Thor: Love and Thunder, I believe it was, and oh whatever. Anyway, let's carry on. Another 3 months after that. Once you get sucked back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the word cinematic feels more charitable with each repetition. Time swiftly becomes a very flat and crudely looking CGI circle. Oh, wow. Okay. It's never over. I said to myself, unaware that I was advance quoting the movie's central villain. Well, yeah, because it's King the Conqueror, right? This time. Here, I could follow the example of Jeff Loveness's script and spend half this review writing suggestively around the bad guy's identity, using ominous sub Voldemort subscripts like he and him. But no, his name is King the Conqueror, and it may startle you to hear that he possesses a metallic suit, superhuman strength, and megalomaniacal tendencies. Well, yeah, he's played by Jonathan Majors, and you know what? Jonathan Majors ain't that bad of an actor. I don't mind him whatsoever. So I think he plays it fairly well. Whom you can see give his interesting performances in movies such as The Last Black Man in San Francisco and upcoming ones like Magazine Dreams. In this one, he basically stands around indulging a series of cosmic snitfits, laying waste to the digitally confined scenery, and uttering tedious epigrams about time, recurrence, and the apocalypse. Wow. Okay. Um, this doesn't seem to be boding well for this movie. But then again, this is only one review, okay? Only one review. So, okay, carrying on. But I'm getting ahead of myself. There are reasons to hope that Quantum Mania might be another slick, refreshingly low-key diversion in the style of its two Ant-Man predecessors, both directed like this third movie by the journeyman Peyton Reed. Yeah, because I mean, like I said before, I did enjoy the first two movies. They were pretty good. Released between longer, noisier entries and an overarching Avengers cycle, the first two Ant-Man movies were persuasive arguments for the less is more principle with their downsized stakes, upbeat spirits, and incredible shrinking superhero Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, as always the appealing Paul Rudd. Best of all were their ingenious shifts in physical scale, as Ant-Man's ability to switch sizes at lightning speed, infused with action sequences, seldom a Marvel strong suit, with a rare and playful comic dynamism. He granted these stories and on occasion made them soar. And that's true because yeah, it was just neat to see the way they played out the whole shrinking technique and the action sequences that go along with them, yada yada yada. And it was fun. It was a very fun, lighthearted type of movie that I found and my kids found, and and my wife found that it was fun. It was a fun movie. So that keenly disciplined sense of scale is one of the first casualties of Quantumania, which dragged Scott and his allies, chief among them the brilliant particle physicist scientist Hope Van Dyne, aka the Wasp, Evangeline Lilly, down, down, down into the quantum realm and strands them there for the story's duration. You might recall visiting the microscopic dimension briefly in 2018's Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yep, that's right. Through spending the length of an entire feature, there turns out to be an altogether less enticing prospect. Differences in proportion and perspective scarcely register on the surreally designed yet gloppy looking orange landscape, which, for all its trippiest inventions, a large fiery jellyfish, a sentient tub of red ooze, a giant hairy purple tongued monster, never remotely springs to life, let alone stir your awe. This is a world building. It's more like world barfing. Oh my, oh my god. Wow. This is nuts. Okay. Um Even when the narrative spills into parallel tracks, there's precious little differentiation or modulation from one scene to the next. One thread follows Scott and his spunky, semi-estranged teenage daughter Cassie, who are briefly taken hostage by a gutsy freedom fighter, Gentora, and an army of refugees who look like discarded extras from the Moss Eisley Cantina. The other thread follows Hope and her parents and mad scientist Hank Pym and Jenna Van Dyne, which of course is played by Michelle Pfeiffer. Who knows the terrain better than anyone, having recently returned from a 30-year imprisonment in the quantum realm. That's right, because, well, they rescued her. Exactly what transpired during those 30 years is gradually revealed through expositionary flashbacks, a low-grade Bill Murray cameo, and several menacing monologues from our lead villain who, determined to escape this in- interminable episode of Honey, I Shrunk the King, bursts out of the quantum realm and wreak havoc on a multiversal scale. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, okay. I have to laugh a little bit with the low grade Bill Murray cameo. Oh my God. Really? I mean, Bill Murray's funny and all that. And yeah, he can be a bit of an ass on set or pull these, kind of really whacked out, pranks on people. But wow, that's pretty scathing. Jeez. I know how it all ends, King and Tones, on more than one occasion. I have no idea if he's talking about the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe or just this latest newly launched phase of it. Though in a moment, you will gladly settle for a swift conclusion to Quantumania itself. Oh my, jeez. Okay. What a chore the so called entertainment is. How strenuous are even its obscenely funnier conceits, including a secondary villain who's dredged up from the Marvel archives. Oh, wow. Yeah, secondary. I wouldn't call him a secondary villain, though. Kang was pretty formidable at times in the comics and placed in service of an especially tiresome running gag. The moments of wit and feeling that occasionally steal into the frame and Cassie's stubborn yet affectionate eye rolls, Hank's genial befuddlement, and Janet's poignant mix of guilt and resolve, oh boy, feels like emotional outliers in a flat, inexpressive void. Oh boy, this is just getting worse and worse. There are small saving grace, and so fittingly are the ants that march into the story at just the right moments, briefly turning this thoroughly lousy picture into a halfway decent pick. Oh man. Dang. This is not exactly boding well for Ant-Man. Or because here's the thing, I want to really enjoy this movie going into it. I really honestly do. Like I said before, I enjoyed the first two, And hearing these rumors that it's just not that good of a movie. At least they didn't give away the ending, which is good because I mean nobody likes spoilers, right? But I'm like I said in my video, more than likely they're probably going to kill Scott. I really honestly hope that they don't kill Scott, because I mean that would just be a shame. But dang, that's just scathing. I don't know. What are you guys thinking so far? Um, this is this is not exactly boding well so far for Quantumania. Um, all these wacky scathing reviews. Well, one so far. Uh, let's take a look at another one. Oh, by the way, yeah, and Justin Chang that wrote that article in Los Angeles Times, he gave this film a 30, I believe, out of 100. Let me see if I can bring up that score again. Um, no, apparently there isn't a score to give, at least on here. So, or was there? Maybe I missed it. So, oh well. Anyway, and then there was another one, I believe, by what was it? The Seattle Times. Lost Wanderer. On a good note, that review did not lessen my interest in seeing it in theaters. It was zero before. Dang. You're just as harsh, man. Oh, hey, Pop Culture Republic. Howdy, howdy. Nice to see you here tonight. And happy Valentine's Day to you as well. So glad that you can join us. Um, yeah. Um, okay. So let's bring up another one because like I said before, and I do apologize because I was gonna do something else, but yeah, I did not have enough time. And so I thought, well, okay. So we got the Seattle Times here. And Pop Culture Republic says, kill off Scott. I can see that. Like I can see them killing off Star Lord and Guardians. Yeah, and that's what I'm starting to think too. You know, got to make room for those strong whammons. God. I know, right? And that's what a lot of people are suspecting too, because this is the last Guardians movie. And a lot of people theorize due to the title of the Guardians of the Galaxy font that very much so it could mean that they are planning on killing off certain characters. And I think somebody decoded it in volume 2 and said that yeah, more than likely it'd be Yondu, and it was Yondu. So people are suspecting that yeah, could be Star Lord, could be Star Lord and Drax, could be Star Lord, Drax, and Rocket. Don't know, right? So Seattle Times, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania review. It's the quality that's shrinking here. Oh man. Okay. By Sword Anderson and Anderson. Movie review. I'm tired. Overheard from a member of the audience at the end of the seemingly endless closing credit crawl at the credit screening of Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. I hear you, lady. Believe me, I hear you. Well, then again, you know what? Hey, the person could be tired just because maybe it was late. But then again, if it was actually meant for the movie, well, that's not looking good. So, Pop Culture Republic. Going by the tone of the trailer alone, someone's going to get it. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking too, right? Because either Scott gets the pulp beaten out of him, or he actually does get killed. So, and I like Paul Rudd, especially as Ant-Man, that quirky sense of humor and whatnot. It's just funny, right? Um, Prepare to be slammed by special effects hammered by an ear-battering soundtrack. Oh, you'll be left mewing for mercy after an onslaught of truly bad dialogue. Oh, God, no, please. Drink the ooze, a character urges a captured hero. I love you, Peanut, said the hero, reassures his precious daughter. He took his prison and made it his empire. Well, I guess that tells us all we need to know about the bad guy in this one. Kang is his name. His game? Destroy entire worlds, entire timelines. Who can thwart him? See title. Oh man. Um, sometimes, just sometimes, yeah, I'm tired. That's not a good sign. Well, like I said, maybe the person was just tired. Maybe they had a long day. Don't know. Um, but Scott Lang, aka Pant-Man, Ant-Man, the hero, and Hope Van Dyne, aka the Wasp, the Ant-Man's guy's girlfriend and co-superhero, also Janet Van Dyne in the original Wasp, and Dr. Hank Pym, Janet's husband. See, they don't say the original Ant-Man. That's kind of funny. And Cassie Lang, aka Peanut, Scott's teenage genius daughter. Oh, of course. Of course she's a genius. All of a sudden she's a genius. She wasn't a genius before. So, when she was a teenager. So, but you see, they won't enter the superhero name that she becomes, which is Stature. So I guess, they're not going to reveal that. So, because like I said before, in the video I said before, she becomes Stature in the Marvel comics. So she's the bestest ever, too. That's right. That's right. Because she's a genius. So, they're reunited for the threequel. Newton is new to the role. The rest are returnees from the previous two pictures. Yeah, down into the quantum realm, they're sucked. That subatomic world of the ever expanding Marvel universe, the MCU. Conjured up by feverishly created and also enormously vast army of special effects, worker bees. The end credit crawls along at close to 10 minutes to list all their names. Yeah, of course. Right. It's a place of bright, swirly lights, undulating tentacles, Jawa people, and how did I get in here? Okay. Oh, this is for the end credit crawl. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Okay. The Star Wars force is strong in this one. There's even a cantina scene, a very long rift on the original, full all kinds of odd creatures. Oh, look over there. It's a talking broccoli stick. Yeah, okay. Talking broccoli stock. Sorry. Okay. Evil Kang strides around in a familiar looking dark uniform with a cape. Darth Vader, check your closet. Okay, well, hopefully then they're keeping the costume looking, fairly close to the comic version, which is pretty good. The references are so obvious that it's fair to say no Star Wars, no quantum realm. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. Well, all teenagers already know everything. Oh, yeah, God, that's true, isn't it? Yeah. Why not have her a genius? Yeah, of course, right? Yeah. Because all teenagers are pretty much like that at that age. Yeah, I know. I don't know how many times I said that to my parents and probably just made them nuts. I don't know. I think my dad said, "No, you don't know everything." It's like, well, I knew what I knew. But okay, yeah. But she's the bestest ever. So she's a genius. Back at the start, in 2015's Ant-Man, when the character was introduced, Scott was a likable human-scaled guy, good-hearted convict who cherished his then preteen daughter and wanted to go straight. No superpowers until he was outfitted with an instant-shrink suit invented by Dr. Pym. Now, several pictures later, including his appearance in the final Avengers movies, Scott has gotten kind of full of himself. Oh, really? No, you know what? I can't see that. But okay. Quantum Mania opens with him walking through San Francisco, talking to the camera, recounting his journeys to superherodom. That's helpful for people who might be unfamiliar with his exploits in those earlier movies. He congratulates himself on being a world saver. Well, okay, as long as you're not boasting about it, but I guess, maybe he kind of is in this case. He's also the author of a bestseller in which he touts his journeys to become a good dad to Cassie. Oh, yeah, that's right. So if you saw that little video, I think that was poking around on Twitter. Yeah, Scott is introducing this book that he put out. I mean, it was kind of funny. So, but maybe it's kind of a hint to what his character actually becomes, I suppose, in this third movie. So a lot of people won't be head scratching, but then again, a lot of people don't go on Twitter. So family is a big deal in the Ant movies. Through though a contentious one, Scott was an absent dad for a lot of Cassie's early years. Well, yeah, because he was in jail, having been in jail for his third. What is 30s? Whatever. A fact that she reminds him often. Oh, so we got snotty teen and overzealous, overzealous. Yeah, Scott. Okay. A similar guilt-tinged relationship exists between daughter Hope and mother Janet. Oh, okay. So we're bringing a little bit of angst in the movie, I guess. The mom was absent, lost for 30 years in the quantum realm, and so missed her child growing up. Squabbling ensues, and she's been pretty cagey about what went on down there. Hint, it involves a sleazy character played by Bill Murray. I had needs. Oh man, really? Janet tells her scandalized daughter and husband. Oh God. Really? Really? Oh, that just gives something away there. Man. Lost Wanderer. We will make it so great that we will have to visit the Planck scale to have more room for it to suck. Oh, Lost Wonder, who has not seen it? God. Oh, man. Here's the weird thing, though. Okay. And I'm glad that you brought this up. All right. Thank you very much, Lost Wanderer. Okay. Because if any of you people know, and it would seem that the Lost Wanderer does, so, but I'm just gonna ask you guys out there, right? Pop Culture Republic and Snaggle Fricklepuss and Christian and Foggy Brains and Crimson Toys, if you know your quantum physics whatsoever, obviously you know that the Planck scale is the absolute smallest that you can get in existence. Okay. Like, if you were to take a string and cut it in half and then cut that half in half and then that half in half, and that the smallest you can get would be Planck length. I think it's like 10 to the minus 43rd centimeter. I believe I might have that right. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me on that. But after that, if you try to cut that in half at that Planck length, then the object loses all physicality, all everything, right? It just basically disappears, right? Don't know why, don't know how, it just does. Okay. Nerds, yeah, whatever. Shut up. So, um, but that's as small as you can go. Now, if this is like Planck length, right? Planck scale, um, and they shrunk down all the way down to the quantum realm. Okay. Oh, okay. 1.6 times 10 to the minus 35th. Okay. Thank you, Lost Wanderer. I stand corrected. So anyway, would all the creatures, all the buildings, all the food that they eat down in the quantum realm, those would have to be made of individual atoms as well. But then again, you're past to the point of atoms at that point because everything is just, essentially energy, right? This is where string theory comes from. So, pop culture republic, yeah, the Planck scale. Now we're talking about the quality of the. Now we're talking about the quality of the Marvel franchise. Yeah, we are, right? So, but this is what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, right, exactly, right, Lost Wanderer, right. So all those citizens, everything down in the quantum realm, it would be impossible for life to even exist. But I know this is comic books, okay, and I get it. But I mean, at some point, you're gonna have to like explain some very scientific fundamentals to existence here, right? And I know it's supposed to be a universe within a universe, okay? Now, first of all, here's another thing, okay, that I just kind of realized here. All right. From the, Janet Van Dyne thing, saying that I had needs. Okay. Now, when they brought her back from the second movie, okay, obviously, Michelle Pfeiffer, she was aged, right? She was older, which makes sense. You're gone for 30 years, right? Obviously, you get older, right? So, Pop Culture Republic, it would be energy, but then you had programs represented as their human counterparts in Tron. Exactly, right? See, and that made it work in Tron because they were programs, and those programs were, yeah, and those people were a representation of the programs that they functioned as, right? That makes sense. So, anyway, so if time moves differently in the quantum realm, because remember in Endgame, right? Scott was gone for 5 years until, what was it, a cat or a rat or whatever it was, activated, the switch inside the van, which brought him back, right? And he had no recollection of how much time went by until he got out of the van, obviously. And it's like, ooh, what's going on here, right? He had no recollection of time. He didn't age. But Janet Van Dyne, gone for 30 years, which also would have been like, a brief blip, essentially, like maybe a couple of seconds probably to her, where it was just like almost instantaneous for Scott. But how is it that she ages 30 years and is very well aware of it, and for Scott it didn't? This makes no sense whatsoever. And maybe I'm looking too much into it, but maybe I'm not. I don't think so. So, okay. So essentially Janet cheats cheats on Hank while she was in the quantum realm, which technically should have been like maybe a few seconds for her as time passes differently, right? And gets it on with Bill Murray. Oh boy. You know, wow. Okay. This is nuts. Well, all right. Janet also has a history with Kang and worked to stymie his malevolent plans. That causes resentment, which drives Kang to menace her and her family. Much overly busy CGI crashing and banging takes place, and that's essentially the plot. Kang will return. A top card promises, or maybe threatens at the end, but of course he will. The Marvel universe will go on forever. So, and what's this? So, okay. So this guy in the Seattle Times, I believe it was the Seattle Times, right? Ant-Man and Quantumania, 1.5 out of 4 stars. Oh no. Really? It can't be that bad. Like it can't be. Dang. Yeah, okay. Another meh. So crap. I'm going to do the math. Be right back. Jeez. No, don't. Don't. Oh, but then again, yeah. And with Kang, like down there, basically, watch. You watching the movie. If you go see this movie, he'll be like, You know, oh, I see you were gone for, I don't know, a couple of years or a couple of months, however time it's been since the last movie. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. So, um, yeah. So this will be like all thrown out of whack. Okay. The time ratio of years to hours for Scott was 1,825 to 1,800. So, oh, well, that's interesting. Huh. So, okay, so let's see. Okay, so then what does that break down to in days, I wonder? Oh, yeah, so okay, so it wouldn't be very long. No, exactly, right? Lost Wanderer, okay. That you see, and that makes sense, right? Janet had needs. She had needs. She also has a relationship with Kang in the next episode of everyone's favorite soap as the Quantiverse turns. Oh my god. 1.5 stars out of 4. Oh Lord. This just keeps getting better, but it keeps on getting sadder too, right? Okay. Um yeah, I mean that's nuts, right? So so she would have aged about 36 hours if Scott aged 5 hours. Wow. See, so that's like 3 days for Janet. 3 days. Like surely. Yeah, then obviously she would have aged 30 years if Scott aged 5 hours. So there you go. It's all screwed up. So essentially, Hank Pym should be grateful that, you know, that she was gone for 30 years and still comes back, you know. Okay, let's put it this way. Okay, 30 years ago, uh what was it? Batman Returns? Yeah, the second Batman movie, Batman Returns, with Michelle Pfeiffer, when she was Catwoman, and I mean, and I'm not saying I'm so gonna get in trouble for this, but my wife forgive me, okay, because I'm just making a point here. But Michelle Pfeiffer, okay, Michelle Pfeiffer, back 30 years ago in Batman Returns, when she played Catwoman, she looked pretty hot, and a lot of fans agree with that. Okay, so you think that Hank would be like, "Oh my God, you still look amazing! Like I'm the luckiest man on earth," right? So, and I'm just making a very humorous analogy here, but see, yeah, now this doesn't make sense. She would have aged 3 hours. So, yeah, wow, exactly. So, unless they use exponentials, then otherwise she would have been dead. Precisely, right? Then yeah, then she would have been quite dead. Quite dead. Yeah, was Hank Pym the Ant-Man really the Cougar Hunter? Maybe. I'm not gonna say. Jeez. Because I don't want to get in trouble. So, oh you guys. So okay. 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 Oh my god. Should we get another laugh? Because you know what? Let's put it to you this way. Okay. All these reviews. Now I'm glad none of them have, like tremendous big giant spoilers, right? Like say, you know, this important character dies or that important character dies or, whatever. Or even giving away the little, snippet at the end of the movie, which, I'm grateful for. Don't get me wrong, right? So, but these other little things that they add in, right? It really gets you thinking. And this is the whole point of the show, bouncing off these little snippets of information and just trying to theorize and whatnot. And this makes an even more of a lively discussion here, right? Okay. So let's look at another one. Just for shits and giggles. Why don't we? Because it's Valentine's Day and I'm sharing the love. Okay, so this one from the New York Post. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania review. Weird MCU film makes zero sense. Well, I think after that we've been talking and whatnot. Yeah, with time passing differently in the quantum realm, this absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. So, okay. Uh, 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 it's lagging. Okay, so again, so from the New York Post, yeah, a film that basically makes zero sense. Uh, okay. Sorry to rate on your okay. Um see let's try to zoom in on the article a bit more so hopefully you guys can see it. Okay, maybe that's a little bit too big. All right. I hate this thing. Okay. Everybody see that okay? Yeah, I should be able to see that okay. So all right. Hey, we got Phantom Outsider here. Hail, Phantom Outsider. And we also got Gap After Dark. Oh, my audio is dropping? Oh, that's crappy. Jeez. Okay. Sorry, guys. But yeah, hail the Phantom Outsider, Gap After Dark. Great that you guys could join in. So yes, happy Valentine's Day to both of you. So on this lovely day, I'm glad that you guys could join in. So, yeah, we're going through. It was supposed to be a completely different show, but with Ant-Man coming up, yeah, we're going over the reviews. So, and we've discovered a few interesting things. So, as I'm sure Lost Wanderer can probably tell you, or you can just look back on the back up on the chat. So we kind of Lost Wanderer has done the math for Phantom Outsider and Gap After Dark that if he did the math right, Janet Van Dyne shouldn't have really aged 30 years. She should have only aged 3 days. And that while Scott was in the quantum realm, during that 5 years that he was away, when he popped back out in Endgame, hours, something like that. So, yeah, the quantum realm for time passes differently there doesn't make sense. So, so again, hail to the Lost Wanderer who's done the math and cracked the code. So, yeah, I agree. She shouldn't have aged 30 years. What are they doing? It's not what are they doing, it's what they're not doing. So let's put it that way. It's not doing. Okay, so back to the article here. So at least you're making it for the third article. We're just having so much fun with this. And like I said, my wife's birthday is on the 17th. I want to take her out for a movie, on her birthday. And just have some fun. And I was hoping for a good time for a third Ant-Man movie because as you guys might remember, earlier this year we did a review of movies coming out, and so I was looking forward to this. But yeah. So Phantom Outsider, actually they said time acts differently. They didn't say it was uniform. Yeah, they did because Scott said time passes differently in the quantum realm. So and yeah, well, that's true, but they're not doing a lot. Gosh, yeah, exactly. So the the power of math, people, from everyone's favorite Star Trek show. Exactly. So this one, okay. Sorry to rain on your parade, Ant-Man fans, but the third chapter is a pile of dirt called Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Yeah, we know this. Third nonsensical, these nonsensical titles. The Marvel movie does boast a terrific new villain in Kang the Conqueror, played by Jonathan Majors. He's a time-hopping multiverse manipulator. The red-hot Majors has gravitas as he snarls about injustices the world has done to him. Okay, well, that gives me pause to think about uh, for a few minutes there. Whenever he's on screen, we are transfixed. Yeah, because like I said before, Jonathan Majors, he is a really good actor. He's not bad. So that Major's a wow comes as a relief because Kang's going to be the baddie in 2025's Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. Okay. For now, however, we're mostly stuck spending time with Scott Lang, the cutesy hero whose sole talent is getting very small and then very large, big whoop. Quantumania mocks his relative unimportance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe at the start when a San Francisco barista gives him a free coffee and says, "Thanks, Spider-Man." Yeah, well, that kind of see that was funny in the trailer somewhat, right? That was okay. So, and yeah, okay, and there they are, and 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 uh and stature because so just go back and watch. So, nevertheless, Scott's reveling in post Endgame glory. He wrote a best-selling memoir called "Everyone Who'll Listen" that he saved the world. So he's getting a little bigger. Then a device created by his curious daughter. I don't know, curious. Remember, she's a genius, right? She's a genius. Access her, Scott, Hope, Janet, and Hank to the teeny tiny quantum realm, which, as we said, can possibly explicitly exist because Planck length and it's technically exists. This subatomic world, which Janet has led everybody to believe was merely an empty void, is overstuffed with science fiction and fantasy competitors' ideas. At first, it's just a chocolate factory. Oh no! Oh, no. We visit the desert, and its insurgent fighters are awfully duty. Kang's force of helmeted henchmen are straight out of Star Wars. Oh God! But so, I I liked but too, and you know, eat all kinds of delectable treats. So, Culture Republic says, um, if you had Deadpool doing the Stanley Pearl Stan, jeez, man, I miss him. Yeah, the Wasp, the Wasp decides to eat Ant-Man, and the movie's over. Oh God, jeez. Um, yeah, this is I don't know. Maybe this is just going to end up a mishmash of all types of movies just thrown in. So, uh, yeah, exactly. Gap. Yeah, didn't see that originality coming. So, uh, okay. So, oh yeah. So Katie O'Brien as Jentora looks more Dune than Marvel. You know what? Yeah, I gotta agree with that. Wow. She looks like one of the lost children from Peter Pan. Dang. So so that or Lord of the Flies. Jeez. Oh God. We're being saved by mini savages. So okay. And Janet lied to her family that the quantum realm was an empty void. Yeah, okay. Lies and deceit. Okay. So, oh boy. Oh, you got it, Crimson home. Cheers, everyone. Well, I'm so glad that you made it over. And yeah, if your wife's home, then a happy Valentine's Day. And I'm glad that you could drop in. So, and yeah, Pop Culture Republic. Yeah, if they're gonna steal Star Wars, hold on here. My computer is seriously lagging. This is really weird. Yeah, Star Wars. Well, if you're gonna steal ideas, you might as well steal from the best. So, one of the lost children from Mad Max movie. God, she does, doesn't she? Though she does look like. Yeah, director Peyton Reed wavers between capturing the heft and epicness of those titles and trying to make another Spaceballs. Oh no! Right. Well, Spaceballs was a good movie. The humor here is especially lowbrow. Oh no. Okay. To speak the quantum realms language, Scott and company need to glug a character's ooze. That pink gelatinous tentacled oozer is obsessed with human anatomy and asks Scott, "How many holes do you have?" Oh God, I hope it isn't that type of joke. Their infantile airships look like something you'd find in a shop on Christopher Street. Okay, well, I don't get that reference. So, and Corey Stoll's uh and Corey Stoll as Doofy Humpty Dumpty esque Modoc. Oh, that's right, because Modoc is in this too. Is a decent side gag laugh at first, but goes nowhere. Modoc's big revelation for 90 minutes. I don't want to be a dick. Oh God, really? None of the jokes are as funny as Mel Brooks' ludicrous speed or dark helmets from Spaceballs. They're confusing because they're carelessly tossed into the uber serious plot about revolutionaries overthrowing a violent oppressor. Oh, jeez. Well, wow. Dang. That bad, huh? And no, you're right, Pop Culture Republic. Yeah, these reviews are not instilling confidence in this outing. Yeah, they're not, are they? They're really honest. Hey, the Dork Knight is here. Sup, dude? I'm glad that you could drop by. Happy Valentine's Day to you. I'm really honest to God happy that you dropped by. I think this is the first time I've seen you in here. So, um, yeah, and Dork Knight says, "Yeah, I'm gonna wait on a placeholder of this movie." Yeah. Well, you know what? I believe Cocaine Bear is out tonight, so don't forget about that. So, um, link me, bro. Um, okay. Yeah, if they're gonna have jokes like this, yeah, then it's just you just peg down the movie down like a couple of even more notches. So, you know, and it's a shame because Jonathan Majors is a good actor, and I have to probably suffer through this. I wonder if he just like is reconsidering like why did I choose to do this in the first place. So about the story, once we arrive in the quantum realm, the only agreeable fact is that our hero's aim is to get the hell out of there. That's clear enough. But King's backstory, the people's war against them, a weird cameo from Bill Murray as Lord Krylar, and Hank's aunts suddenly developing their own technologically advanced society. What? Are convoluted and make little sense. Midway through, a man sitting behind me loudly exclaimed, I can't follow any of this. At the moment, he spoke for the silent majority. Oh no. Some of the madness would be forgiven if any of the characters other than Kang were layered or had a single reason for us to like them. Rudd behaving like an emotionless class clown does not sustain a movie. It never has. Lily doesn't do much other than get a haircut, which they make a lame joke about. And the Marvel audience, having recently seen Black Panther Wakanda Forever, in which Angela Bassett gave a performance that will likely win her an Oscar. Well, I believe it did, right? Pfeiffer and Douglas acting like the out of the towners in the front of a green screen just doesn't cut it. Oh, jeez. This is just getting worse and worse. Yeah, that's right. A friend of outsider. Yeah, Cocaine Bear, the breakout hit of 2023, right? So, um, and Pop Culture Republic says, yeah, I'll wait for it to come out on Blu-ray and then save my money. Yeah, that or download it by a torrent. Hint, hint, which is something I am not recommending that you do. Then at least you save the money for a Blu-ray as well. Yeah, yeah. Not bad. Oh, okay. Um, Still, you gotta admire the side of Reed's ambitions in building his detailed new universe. After two slight Ant-Man movies, Quantumania feels like a different series entirely. Um, but because of all the sci-fi word salad, it feels about 4 hours long. Oh man, dang! This is not looking good. I'm sorry. This is just looking bad. Just bad. Oh, and what did the other one give? Like 1.5 stars out of 4? I mean, so um and here's the other thing. Rotten Tomatoes. Now I'm not saying that Rotten Tomatoes is the standard. I am definitely not saying that. But even that, even that, and I'm going to show you right here. Even this is like 55%. Like, damn, this does not get. Jeez, when you're Rotten Tomatoes and you're saying that this movie is like 55%, holy crow. So, yeah, wait till the Blu ray is $15 or less and get it on secondary market. Dude, go even better. Wait for the dollar bin deals. Jeez. Oh my god. So, Pop Culture Republic, sci-fi word salad. So, we're getting a Star Wars ripoff with the Star Trek technobabble. Yeah, exactly it, right? That's what you're getting. You're getting a Star Wars ripoff with Star Trek technobabble. And it even seems like the other reviews, with the weird looking creatures and whatnot. It's like they're even ripping off from Guardians of the Galaxy with all the aliens there as well, right? I mean, dang. Yeah, it'll be $1. It'll be in the dollar bin at Walmart. So these reviews do not augur well. No, they do not. Oh Lord. Yeah, it's such a pity because oh God. This is this is this is this is the MCU now. It's the MCU now. Um yeah. Uh I don't know. This is what do you guys think? Okay? What do you guys think? Do you think we're just like all superheroed out at this point and the reviewers are just tired of the Marvel universe? Or is it just because, just well, I mean, we know a lot of it is bad writing and bad character choices for the actors, right? I mean, look at Eternals. Race swapped, gender swapped. I mean, they weren't even people for God's sake. I mean, they were freaking robots. Like, you know, and like I said, I believe I said last week, they literally waited until Stan Lee passed away, and then now that his watchful eye was gone, because that's what I really honest to God think that it was. That, that Stan the Man Lee, that now that his watchful eye was gone and out of the picture, that they were like, right on, okay, now we don't have to worry about the old man cussing us out. Now we can just, do whatever we want with this property and, screw Stan. The only thing he was good for in I think for the most part, besides the awesome writing of the last three phases, was because the writing was good. And I think probably because they thought, Stan was still around, aside from the cameos, which also made the money because we all wanted to see Stan. But I think I think he was like he was the linchpin that kept it all together. And once he was gone, boom, that's it. Linchpin gone, and everything just falls to crap, right? That's just my theory. So, Pop Culture Republic says, well, Star Wars is dead, Star Trek is dead, DC is dead, Doctor Who long dead, and now Marvel is dead or dying. Yeah, it's that's what's going on. And Gap says, yeah, superhero fatigue. Yeah, because the movies have been has been dumpster fires. They have been. Yeah, bad writing, bad plotting, bad stories. Exactly. And yes, bad people. You got that right. Bad people. And Pop Culture Republic, yeah, bad writing fatigue. Yes. Now there's something interesting. Yeah, bad writing fatigue. You would think comic books would be easy. You have the dialogue and you have the panels in the comics as storyboards, but nope, they have to modernize for today's audiences. Exactly. Precisely. You have literally all the storyboards that you ever need. You take a good comic book series, which essentially already has the script. Yeah, you might have to put in a little bit of filler here and there because, a few issues. I mean, God, technically, I suppose even if you did like a maxi series, like say, like 12 issues or something like that, you know, you hopefully might have enough dialogue, for a full movie or maybe a two-parter. I don't know. But you literally have all the storyboards right there. Why? I think in an interview, it's like Feige said for the Marvel movies. We take a seed of what's in the comics, and then we just basically make it happen on film. The rest we just basically fill in. Essentially, is what he's saying, right? And that's what it is, and it shows. It literally shows, and that goes back to my previous comment about Stan. He was the linchpin. He was the comic guy. He was the face of Marvel. And yes, I know a lot of these other characters and co-creators and whatnot that made up a lot of the other characters in Marvel. You know, Jack Kirby and you know Steve Ditko. You know, God, like the list goes on and on and on. Um, I literally think he was just the linchpin to everything. And then after he was gone, it just all fell apart. Because I think years ago, when Marvel was in trouble back in the 90s, okay, remember, when Marvel went bankrupt, it wasn't just solely because, the stories and the art was sucking. I'm sure that was a great contributor to it. But the reason also why Marvel went bankrupt is because, they were buying into other companies which also went bankrupt and they were losing money like crazy. And, and of course, as you know, Disney bought them, yada, yada, yada. You know the rest of the story. But the thing is Stan's image was a bit tarnished at the time because, he's associated with Marvel. However, Stan had a good lawyer that had said, I believe, to who was it? It was either Todd McFarlane or it was Rob Liefeld. This is when Image, was starting to do a series of videos, of comic book greats. And some of you might remember those videos. Some of you might not. I don't know. If you can, maybe you might find them on YouTube. I'm not exactly sure. But they wanted to get Stan on one of this video series. And his lawyer said to one of the guys, watch what I do with Stan Lee. I'm going to put him, out front. And I'm going to, essentially, for all intents and purposes, like reshape his image. And next thing you know, once Stan was out of the Marvel picture, there was lots of projects that he got into that was outside Marvel. Some of them weren't all that great, but I mean, he had several comics out. There was an animated series. What was it called again? With what's her name from Baywatch that was in that movie Barbed Wire? Pamela Anderson. What was it called? Stripperella. Oh God, that was horrible. Hey, Tanachi Collectible Show. How's it going, dude? Nice that you can drop in. And happy Valentine's Day to you. Yeah, Pop Culture Republic. Yeah, Iron Man 1 was fairly well perfect in comparison to today's movies being churned out. You are totally right on that. Totally right. But the thing was, Stan's image, his lawyer gave him great PR and, which made him very upfront again. And everybody, when X-Men was coming out, the superhero movies were on the rise again. Everybody was clamoring for, let's get Stan Lee in there for a cameo at least. And this is how it all started, right? Stan also did Big Hero 6. That's right. He was in Big Hero 6, which is actually, believe it or not, a Marvel comic as well. So, but I honestly think that, yes, because everybody was expecting the Stan Lee cameo. And it didn't matter what Marvel movie it was. All you wanted was that Stan Lee cameo, right? You wanted to see Stan the Man Lee. And, he showed up in Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. He showed up in all the Spider-Man, right? I mean, even, he showed up in Big Hero 6 like Tanachi just said. He ended up in, what was another one? Spider-Man Into the Spideyverse, right? He ended up in that. He ended up in every Marvel movie. But once he passed away, because I believe he was that linchpin, because, these were, as a publisher, These are the comics that he put out. And he, I believe he really had an eye as to what was going on over at Marvel Studios. And once he passed away, as you know, as you can see, everything just goes to crap. And I'm being very careful about what I say on YouTube because I don't want to get I don't want to be dinged. Oh, you swore. So but man, but after seeing these reviews on Ant-Man, I know you guys are probably going to laugh. I don't know. I still want to see it. I still do want to see it. You know, I know a lot of people say, well, don't believe the reviews. You don't have to go buy the reviews. You know, if you like it, you win, right? You know, am I a sadist if it just all happens to be true? Or is it just going to be bad? Is it going to be really honest to God that bad? I don't know. I really honestly don't know. But yeah, if you're getting visually speaking, if you're getting a Star Wars / Star Trek ripoff movie, like 3 of these reviews have said, you know, plus on top of that lowbrow humor and I mean a lot of other things, is it even worth seeing at this point? I don't know. I want to know what's going to end up having to happen with Scott. So here's the thing. You know, according to Box Office Pro, I should probably bring it up here. Let's bring it up. No, you wouldn't have seen it yet. You wouldn't have seen it yet, Tenkachi, because, well, it isn't out yet. It's out this Friday. Haven't seen Ant-Man 3 yet. He has to die. I hope so. You hope so. So, okay. Well, if you haven't checked out my previous video, my theory, well, okay. All right. Then I'm thinking they're gonna kill him off. So yeah, long range box office forecast, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Tracking for Mini Marvel franchise best. Will it become 2023's first $100 million opener? Okay. Well, let's have a look. And 2023's first major 10-pole is just 4 weeks away. Oh, so this was written January 20th, 2023. Okay. So, well, it's just a few days away, actually, at this point. Representing the first 3 cinematic, the MCU's releases this year. Okay. So, here's what's driving preliminary tracking for the anticipated sequel. All right. Pros. Let's go through the pros. Oh, boy. Pros, preliminary social metrics, trailer imprints, and the first 3 days of pre-sales this week line up with expected parameters for this particular Marvel sequel at the stage of pre-release cycle. With President's Day on Monday in mind, 3 and 4 day week trajectories will benefit from those off work and out of school for the holiday. Oh, okay. You guys got President's Day down in the States. Oh, on Monday. Okay, well, I have the faintest idea. Marketing and trailer releases have permitted media in recent weeks, raising awareness, blah, 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 specifically igniting conversations around the feature film introduction of Kang, played by Jonathan Majors, increasingly known to represent the franchise's next arc-based villain. The first tentpole release since December's Avatar: The Way of Water, which actually, you know what, wasn't too bad, but like the last one, it was kind of like, oh, this is what we're doing now. We're harvesting alien whale brain goo. So why was I not surprised? The first one was the forest, and this way is the water. If they're like, Avatar the Airbender, what's the next one? Fire? I don't know. Anyway, uh consumer hunger for another premium big screen outing should be high come mid-February, particularly after that a relatively depressed market weekend for the Super Bowl 1 week prior. Yeah, that's right, because now that we got Super Bowl out of the way, which I do not watch anyway because I couldn't really give a damn about sports. Good move. Both Ant-Man films have been a crowd pleaser with slightly less front loading that is common in other MCU sub franchises. Combined, they have earned 396.9 million domestically. That is not good. And over 1.14 billion worldwide just across two films. Still not good. Promising to kick off the MCU's Phase 5. Fan excitement is high as the franchise enters a crucial point in the multiverse saga spanning the next few years of Marvel's plans, sorry. A reception more akin to the likes of Spider-Man No Way Home or Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings comes to fruition. Quantumania has a fair shot at overperforming current forecasts. Oh, I don't know about that after the reviews we just read. Naturally, Quantumania will have the full spread of IMAX and other premium screens upon release with minimal competition until March. Okay. Oh, you DM me? Where did you DM me? Dork Knight. I would be very interested to know. Um, if you DM'd me, I would imagine it is on Twitter. So excuse me, guys, for this brief pause. You know what? Sure. I will gladly take that request. My Dork Knight. And this is something actually I was going to plan for next week, because next week is number 25 of Titillating Tuesdays. So I kind of wanted to celebrate that. And I think I am planning on inviting a bunch of guests. So you know what? Because I've done it before, I will do it again. And shut your over link, dude. Pop Culture Republic. Yep, third time's the charm. Probably will be the last one. Seem to run out of gas ideas after a couple of movies. It's not like there's 20 years of comic book storylines to draw from. Yeah, you're exactly right. And ladies and gentlemen, to the stream we got the Dork Knight.
Hey man, yeah, I'm more than happy to also come back next week. I just wanted to say hi. What's the
Well,
Twitter, Dork? It's this right here. That's me on all the socials at Dork
yeah,
Knight LB.
exactly.
Yeah.
Get on the socials, peoples. So,
Dude, I don't know. I know you're well here. I don't want to derail you. You finish what you're talking about, but I tell you what, I just want to say I've watched that Flash trailer at least 100 times. Just like,
yeah.
oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I watched it a few times myself too. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's nice and flashy. Um,
I'm
I
driving my girl
guess,
nuts. I'm a huge Michael Keaton fan, and that's
yeah,
the only thing I care about. Like, I would literally, because there were reports. I hate Grace Randolph. She's a cancer, and she shouldn't be around.
right.
But she had me like, for some reason, I still like. She's still on my radar. she said that Michael Keaton was completely cut out of the Flash, and I was freaking out for like a week. And then the Super Bowl trailer dropped, and I was like, okay,
You
because
lie.
I was like, I was not gonna see the Flash if Michael Keaton wasn't in it.
Oh, dude, yeah, I know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, I mean, this just only helps the Flash movie for sure.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah. Because you're
but
gonna
now
get
that
people like me, probably our age, in their 40s and up, who are Michael Keaton fans. Michael Keaton's
yeah,
their Batman, and like, I don't care what this weird, perverted, non-binary freak does. I'll separate the art from the artist because I want to see Michael Keaton as Batman again.
exactly, right?
Yeah.
Well, now that we have two Ezra Levant, now that we have two Ezras, I suppose he can totally go by the pronouns they them.
All right, fair.
So,
I heard there were. They only
oh,
showed 2 in the trailer. I heard there were 3.
oh God.
Yeah.
You know what? The only thing I'm looking forward to, really, honestly, is Shazam.
That's
Because I like
sad.
Zachary Levi. I like Zachary Levi.
No, I get that, but here's my thing, and I talked about this ad nauseum on Pop Culture Minefield since the announcement, and on Salty Nerd, because the day of the announcements, Salty Nerd hit me up and was like, "Hey, you want to do like a live reaction to James Gunn's lineup?" I was like, "Do
Yeah.
I? Hell yeah!" And the I don't know, man. Like the way he was like, "Oh, and Shazam's always been its own thing, so it'll be fine." I think he's just kowtowing to the studio because they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, bro, we want people to see this movie. You can't tell them that it doesn't matter to the future of our franchise.
No,
So like,
exactly.
put it in there." And I'm like, I'm not convinced, man. I don't plan on and the Salty Nerds and the Popcast guys disagree with me, which is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I don't plan on seeing it in the theater. Now, if you or them or anybody else whose opinion I trust
Right.
is like, "Hey, man, you got to see it," then I'll go see it. But I'm not going to I'm going to go to opening night of only because of my son, to be honest, because I've heard really bad things from people I trust about Ant-Man. But I am going to go see Ant-Man opening night, or well, Thursday night, because
Yeah.
Vegas does crazy Thursday night premieres with my son, because my son really wants to see it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't
mean-
for him, though, I wouldn't be going to see it after what
And I
I
mean,
heard.
I really want to see it too, right? But after seeing these reviews, it's like,
It's a
because
placeholder movie. Everybody I respect
It
has said
is.
the same thing. It's just a placeholder movie. It's like,
yeah,
yeah.
insert filler here, and
Yeah.
before the next big thing comes out, which is Guardians 3. that's
crushed. Guardians 3,
yeah.
the Guardians 3 trailer got crushed by the Flash trailer. It's like almost embarrassing. I don't know if you've I was on Sill's channel earlier, and that was the topic of discussion with him and Mikey Sutton. It's like it was like orders of magnitude. Like,
big time.
And it's because of people like me who've probably watched it 100 times, I literally have my fiance.
Supergirl.
Well, the new one looks cool. Well, the new one looks cool.
She looks cool, yeah, but it's like I don't know, Latino Supergirl. Oh my God. I don't know.
It looks. I haven't really looked at her that close. The trailer. She looks badass in the trailer, and it's very Woman of Tomorrow, and it's almost like they took the storyline from Red Sun and merged it with the storyline from Flashpoint, but Superman's Flashpoint, like in Red Sun, Superman also, and like gave it to Supergirl in this particular in the Burtonverse. If you guys don't want to hear spoilers, cover your ears. 3, 2, 1. In the Burtonverse, Superman is killed by Zod as a baby, and because of what the Flash does, and that's why there's no Superman. And then when Supergirl shows up, she's captured by I don't know 100%, but if they're doing the Red Sun gimmick, it looks like the Russians because of the lettering on her straitjacket thing. And she's been kept away from Earth's yellow sun underground, just like in Flashpoint, what they did to Superman. And the Flash is feeling bad because the change he made it to where there's no more metahumans. And that's why he seeks out Batman, because Batman was never a metahuman. He was just a rich dude with mommy and daddy issues that decided to fight crime. And they catch wind of there possibly being this alien that could help them. And that's what leads them to go break Supergirl out of her prison. And I'm not spoiling too much. A lot of this is in the trailer, but I highly recommend, if you don't, check out Geekosphere magazine. I don't know the website, but if you Google it, it's like,
I should be able to find it then.
Yeah. Mikey Sutton and the guys over there are doing the Lord's work, man. They're just they're on top of this, and they got a 95% record with being correct. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's
interesting. Yeah. Okay. Gap After Dark says, I'm going to wait till for somebody to clip the Batman Michael Keaton part of the movie, and then I'll be done. I'm not paying to see this movie.
God, Gap, I love and appreciate you. I know we don't know each other in real life, but we've known each other on YouTube for a while, so I totally get that. But Michael Keaton, I want to support that man. Take all my money. Just take it all. Yeah. Just take it all.
Well, yeah,
I hope they have a damn commemorative Batman popcorn bucket I can buy or something.
Oh, see, now that would be nice. And as soon as I saw the old 90s Batmobile, I'm like, oh yeah.
Did you notice it had a car cover on it? It had a car cover on it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, right.
And then he's got the upgraded bat wings, so now he can have passengers. It's not just a one-seater anymore. It's like a three-seater apparently. Yeah.
That's right. Right. So and Pop Culture Republic. Yeah, not a fan on that take on Supergirl.
Hey,
I know.
I want what exactly is not
the short skirts?
Is that okay? So Pop, is that the same thing? I'd like to know why you're not a fan. So your thing is just the aesthetics of it, right? It's just no skirt, no blonde hair. That's your thing.
Yeah. See. Well, and for Pop.
I'm not that married to first of all, I was never the biggest Supergirl fan.
Right.
I mean, I watched the CW show mostly because Arrow sucked me in, and then the Flash sucked me in.
Yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow was a joke. I never watched Stargirl. Was there anything else?
Yeah, I couldn't get past season 1 of Legends of Tomorrow, but
yes,
I didn't watch much. Terrible. I didn't watch much of Arrow because I was never a Green Arrow fan, but Flash sucked me in.
Dude,
right?
Arrow had me first episode when he's breaking that motherfucker's neck. Crack! I was like, oh my God, I'm watching this.
I mean, I watched a few episodes, and it's not bad. It was pretty good.
And I gotta give it up to Stephen Amell. He knew when to jump off the ship before it sank. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and Flash got bad. Okay, hold up. Go ahead.
Pop Culture Republic. Yeah, no metahumans except for Batman and Green Arrow.
Batman's not a metahuman. I just said that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Green Arrow's not a metahuman.
Green Arrow. But you can't have two rich dudes on the screen at the same time. Probably some Hollywood quota law against that.
Could be.
That's right. Because we can't have rich white guys on screen. We can only afford one. Jeez.
Jesus,
oh God.
That's just so hard. So did you watch the sports bowl thing? What's it called? The
Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl, yeah. I'm not a sports guy. I mean, I watch wrestling, but I'm not into football. And somebody pointed out to me that this was the first Super Bowl in years that didn't have quote unquote woke commercials. Is that true? Because I didn't pay attention. I was only there for the Ant-Man and the Indiana Jones and the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I couldn't tell you because I was working a 12-hour night shift at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and then immediately I had to open up this store where I'm at right now. So basically yesterday and Sunday, I was up for about 30 hours straight.
Jesus.
Yeah. Lovely time.
Yeah, no, I remember those days, man. It sucked.
Oh,
Like,
jeez. It
no,
was
I used
just
to like you go through that enough, brother, you're gonna get to where I got. So like I was literally in college
right.
because I was literally like going to class, going to work, taking an overtime shift, going home,
Yeah.
doing my homework,
Yeah.
taking a shower, going to school, be up for like 72 hours straight.
Yeah.
Then I would sleep. And maybe if I was lucky, I got 8 hours. And after like doing that for like shit, like half a year, like 6 months,
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck this. I can't. It's too
I know.
much. Yeah.
I'm hoping by the end of it, of constantly working straight, I go squirrely and then
Well, I
get
know
put
you've
on
had
some
some
sort of
things, man,
mental
because
disability. And
no, you're funny. No, don't be like that. Well, you're in Canada. You're in Canada, right?
exactly, and under a liberal
Okay, that's a
government,
socialist
and
country. They'll take care of you. Yeah, it's fine.
yeah, exactly, right, and just live fat off the land, off of
Yeah.
Trudeau's teat. So I'll be set for
Fuck
life then.
that dude's fuck. I used to like Canada. I used to want to live in Canada, and then that motherfucker took over, and I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. Our
whoa,
part-time drama teacher.
like, yeah,
So,
let's pump the brakes, bro. It's like,
oh God.
anyway, let's not talk about politics.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, they're calling for an election, starting in the spring. So I really hope that happens so we can get this bastard out. But anyway,
Is it like a recall, or like here in the States we call that a recall if it's earlier than it's supposed to be, or is that when you're normally supposed to have elections?
yeah, it's like a recall of sorts. So
Cool. Okay.
yeah.
Well, hey,
Oh,
man,
and apparently we shot down a UFO too. On top of that, I think like yesterday. Or the day
man, I've
before.
been hearing about that.
Frick,
I mean,
it's
like everybody's been shooting down UFOs or Chinese
oh
spy
God.
balloons or
I know,
men
right?
dressed
What
up
is it with
like
the rise of this
balloon
all of a
animals.
sudden? Like, come
I don't
on,
know, man.
you're not competent enough to friggin' call
So
the order on shooting
here's
down
the thing.
something.
Neil deGrasse Tyson has a great quote. I'm gonna butcher it, but you guys can Google it.
Yeah.
It's something along the lines of, if there were UFOs, like every man, woman, and child on planet Earth has a fucking cell phone with a camera.
Yeah.
Why isn't there footage of these UFOs? Why aren't there floods of, like social media? Why aren't there like floods of photos and videos of all these UFOs?
Yeah.
And that's a great point. Like, but
exactly
now,
right.
but now, I mean, and I don't know. I stopped watching the news. So from 2004 till about, when did I move here? 2010. I was one of those dudes that had like CNN on in the background 24/7. And my justification for it was, I just want to be up on current events. And then when a friend of mine I was talking to was like, man, that's just bad for you. He gave me a challenge. He was like, just like 1 week. Don't do that. Just 1 week. And I did. And I was happier, and I have not watched the news since. And my mom gives me shit for it all the time because
for not watching the news.
Yeah, because she's like, well, how do you know what's going on? Because like I didn't know about that shooting in Texas for like 3 days after it happened, and she gave me grief for that. I didn't know about all kinds of things, man. Like they're like I didn't know about the balloons from China.
Yeah.
Probably good 2 or 3 days until after that would like, because I don't want to. The news is so negative, dude. Like
it is. Well, I mean, like working in media for like so long, like it used to inform people of what's going on. Now they're just in the business of instilling fear in people because there's nothing better than a story that makes you scared because everybody has you glued, and you got to unplug, man.
Man,
you just have to.
It literally makes me fucking sick when people. I'm sorry. Am I allowed to cuss on your channel, or should I try to not to? Because
yeah, whatever. Right. It's a free country.
Are you
somewhat?
No. I want to respect you because like certain channels, they're like, oh yeah, man, you can do anything. You can smoke your bong. You can say, shit, fuck, cunt, cock, puss, and all that stuff. And like, so
there you go.
like, No.
And now we got it
B.
out of the way.
Well, no, I just want to be respectful.
See what I did there? No, okay.
It's my
No.
first time on the
It's
channel.
fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try not. I won't be over the top.
Express yourself how you feel like.
And why aren't you on camera, bro? You're a good looking dude. Like we look kind of similar.
Well,
there
I suppose,
Yeah. Just throw a hat on.
I could, but I got this haircut that my wife gave me, and fine, I'll just show it off right now. So there we go.
There you go. You sexy beast. Hey man, back when you were having your I haven't talked to you in a minute. You were having some struggles, and we were sharing out your GoFundMe. Did everything? I'm assuming everything worked out. Everything's good now?
Everything's sort of kind of worked out, but in a different way. So what ended up happening is remarkably the money did get raised. However, because
awesome,
as we mentioned before,
thank you to everybody who helped. That's awesome that you met your goal, because I was worried there. Yeah.
Oh no. I mean, thanks. However, when that happened, all of a sudden, as you guys down in the States are very well aware of, the interest rates in real estate just soared astronomically.
It's like that in Canada also?
Oh God, yes. Worse. So what would have ended up being something like maybe an $800-900 mortgage a month or something like that, essentially over doubled that, right?
That happened to me in 2008. I had to do what they call a short sale when I lived in Texas. Yeah, it sucked.
So what ended up happening is we're like, okay, well, I mean, we have this, and there's this shop that was vacant for months here in the town where I'm at, right? Which is actually where I'm.
What part of Canada are you in, if you don't mind me asking? What part?
I'm in the Texas of Canada, which is Alberta.
Alberta. It's my favorite part of Canada.
There we go, right? And
so because of Brett the Hitman Hart, but I've never been there. I've been to Penticton.
And actually, they're going to honor him at the new Saddle Dome. I believe that's going to be opening up. They're going to be honoring him there.
Please send me whatever link info you have on that, because I did not know that, because I'm not Canadian.
I will send you. I will send you something soon. So
no, Bret Hart is like my hero. I do a wrestling show every Sunday on Pop Culture Minefield, and anybody who watches it knows, like, Bret Hart is my hero. He's my goat.
There you go.
I love that guy. Yeah.
I think they still have the wrestling school open. I think here in Calgary. So. Actually, Calgary.
Do they still have the Calgary Hitmen hockey team? Is that still around?
I'll check. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. So what ended up happening? This store here that where I'm doing my show at was vacant for a few months, and my wife said, "You know what? It'd be really cool if we could, like, my wife does photography, as you know, I do graphic design. If we could actually open up a shop and do what we do." Right. And so,
hell yeah, man.
It's like, well,
I do the same thing essentially as both of you.
Yeah. So, and I thought, I mean, renting a shop, that's going to be thousands of dollars, and I'm already
Please tell me you got one with an apartment on top, because I did that when I first started. Yeah, my man.
However, so I'm going to tell you this, okay? Yeah. So we talked to the guy that owns the place, and it's $1,000 a month. And so, you know what?
Canadian?
To start off a business, Canadian, of course. Yeah.
What is that in American? What is that? Or USD? What is that? Do you know?
Far more. Because our dollar's crap right now.
So you're worse off than we are, because there was actually a period of time where you guys were doing better than us on your dollar. So
yeah,
whatever it's called.
Way back when, probably back in the 70s.
Well, I'm an old ass man, so like whatever. We got all this white on my face.
So we talked to him, and it's like, yeah, we want $1,000, $1,000 a month. And
that's a fucking steal, if you ask me. I'm paying $18 a month for my house. Like,
right? Yeah. And I'll pay for the heating. You just pay for the electricity. And it's like, okay, this is like God sent. So
hell yeah, man.
So the money that was raised, we put it into this place, into refurbishing the inside. He said you can do whatever you want to this store,
Hell
right?
yeah, dude.
So right
So
now I'm
what
working
is like?
on
It's like a storefront for photography and graphic design
and
services
and
type of
graphic
thing.
design. Yeah.
Yeah,
So got to
fucking A,
combine.
man. That's awesome, dude.
So
Yeah.
so right now, yeah, I mean, I'm doing like video transfers. I got a guy that came in that wants a game designed, like a board game designed.
Mhm.
People wanting websites done. I'm working
Dude, if you
on
ever want to
a secret.
collaborate, I've
Yeah,
collaborated with so many people. It just like
I'm game, dude.
literally just for shits and giggles. I
Yeah,
because I'm a nerd. I've collaborated with the Popcast guys. I did the. You can't see it. I'm pointing at it like you can see it. I did this Enterprise NX-01 design.
nice.
I'm actually wearing their shirt with the Popcast guys.
There you go.
Um, I've done collaborations with the Salty Nerds. I've done collaborations with Depressed Monsters. Look them up. That's a great organization, people. It's a nonprofit organization. I highly recommend. It's
Right
called
on.
Depressed Monsters. I've done collaborations with several artists. Juan Munez, he's a big artist here in Vegas. Like I've done. And I never. I mean, I'm stupid for this. I never make money off of it, but I just love doing it. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
yeah. So just dude, I made my buddy Carlo. I'm pointing again, like you can see. So my buddy Carlo and I did a Big Trouble in Lego China mashup. So
Nice.
we basically I sell the T-shirt on mixtees.com, but
Oh, hey, Penny. Nice to see you here tonight.
hey mom, she's got this uncanny ability to find me on the internet.
It's literally your mom.
It's kind of creepy. Yeah, that's my mom. Yeah.
Oh, hi, mom.
Everybody always goes, "Are you kidding?" That's funny. I guess you haven't been around a while. I guessed on like 8, 9 channels, and my mom's on all of them, which is creepy AF. And they always say, "Hi, Penny, Dork Knight's mom." It's like she might as well rename herself to Dork Knight's mom. Like,
Yeah,
really, mom, you really should at this point, because it's just it's terrible.
Penny,
you brought that up on the screen, and you really didn't know she was my mother?
No, I had no idea.
Wow. Well, that's serendipitous.
So Miss Dork Knight, mom, he's behaving himself, just to let you know. So, yeah. So
thank you.
Phantom Outsider, he says, remember, even though Bret Hart and family was from Calgary, it was actually Landstorm who continuously said he was from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. That's right.
I don't get that joke because I have never heard Bret Hart not billed from anywhere other than from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
That's right.
Bret Hitman!
The Hitman Hart.
So I don't know about that, bro. You're going to have to give me some footage. And hey, if you like wrestling,
probably will.
If you like wrestling, I do a show every Sunday on Pop Culture Minefield called Dork Side of the Ring. And this week we are going, well, actually, they're giving me a bonus show. So I'm doing one Saturday. We're doing a watch along with Elimination Chamber. So if any of you want to join, that's an open panel. I'll let I think the max I can have is 10. I'll let everybody I can on to that show. Sunday is my normal show where we're gonna go over what happened the night before, and I open that up to 1 or 2 people. So if you're into wrestling, man, check out Pop Culture Minefield. Go to the playlist, go to Dork Side of the Ring.
There we go.
And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And Kanachi's Collectible Show. Nope. I hit the wrong one. What's the topic for tonight? Well, the topic was we were going through all the Ant-Man reviews, and if it's really
we can go back to that, dude, because I've had a few. Like, are you familiar with Dan Murrell?
Not quite.
Oh, okay. He's a guy I've been following on YouTube for years. How about Chris? Is it Christian Harloff? I forget his first name. It's something Harloff. Christian Harloff, I think.
Oh, he used
to be with Collider back in the day. Right. Now he's doing his own thing. Yeah. Anyways, I've seen their reviews, Latino Slants review, Chris Gore's review. I've seen a ton of reviews. So I'm down to talk about that if you want to get back on topic. I didn't mean to derail you. I apologize. Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, anything to want to bring people on, and that actually will be the plan like next week. So, yeah, Edgar Wright wrote an Ant-Man 1 script. Did he really? That's interesting.
He did. He was originally supposed to be the director, but then Peyton, I almost said Peyton Manning. What the hell is his name? Anyway, the guy who's directed all 3 Ant-Man films took over from him, but he still kept the majority of Edgar Wright's vision, for the first script. Yeah.
And Phantom Outsider says, yeah, Brett was built from there. Storm would in interviews constantly said, remember, I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Oh, that's just because he was trying to ride Bret Hart's coattails. I mean, who the hell, other than you Canadians and a diehard wrestling American fan like me, who the hell knows who Lance Storm is? Nobody. He's a contributor to Conan's podcast. Give me a effing break. Come on.
Well, we got some fire going on here.
I got some heat. Yeah.
But anyway, let's see. Since it is Valentine's Day and my wife is going to be showing up, and I do have to make the wife happy, I do actually have to close this show. So why don't you give yourself a plug there?
I already did.
You're here.
Remember the Dork?
Well, yeah, I suppose you kind of did.
Yeah, Pop Culture Minefield. I'd rather why don't we close out with our closing thoughts on Ant-Man?
Yeah,
do that.
That would definitely help. Well, you know what? Despite all the bad reviews that we kind of went over tonight, I do still want to see it. I do. I mean, like I said before, I enjoyed the first 2 movies.
God bless you. I did too.
And you know what? And if you like it, you win. If you enjoy it, you win.
Hey man, let me know. Do me a favor, please. After you watch it, either DM me or do a live reaction like a lot of channels do. I just want to know, because if you like it, you're one of those people I was talking about. I respect. I'll check it out. But if you're like, man, this is some bullshit placeholder film, I'll be like, okay, see, this is why I didn't go see it tonight. So I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's definitely what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see if my prediction was right, if they are gonna kill off Scott Lang and basically Cassie takes over as Stature, just like in the Marvel comics. I'm having a feeling that might happen.
Scott's dead. That's another reason I want to see it, because they're doing this whole the women are taking over, and it's so blatant. His daughter's got the same colors as Hawkeye's protege.
Yep.
Exactly. Almost an identical costume. I'm like, seriously? You couldn't come up with any other color than purple? It's like, anyway, sorry.
But girls like purple, so stop it. God.
I think everybody knows how I feel about Ant-Man. So,
God.
When are you? Yeah, you plug your shit. When are you live next?
Let's see. Well, next time I'm live, it's going to be on the Manorama Show over at Rancor Steve's channel. So check out the mirth and merriment that is Manorama, where we just have a good old time. And more than likely,
watch wrestling by chance?
I haven't watched wrestling in a long time.
All right, well, never mind. I was gonna say you're welcome on my show anytime, but you kind of have to watch wrestling. So
yeah, I suppose, right? But yeah, so guys, check out over at Rancor Steve's channel, Manorama as well. So where I'm on there along with a bunch of other people. Like
when are you coming back to Pop Culture Minefield? You used to be a guest panelist.
I know. I got to find time to get there. It's like with all the stuff that's going on
early.
Yeah, I know. See, and that's the thing, right? He gets on so early.
8 a.m. my time. I don't know what time zone you're in, but it's 8 a.m. my time. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, it's like I'm on Mountain Time. Exactly. And that's why usually I show up late. Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh God, really? Am I even awake enough to do this? Yeah. So I'm gonna try to make it on. I mean, with everything else that goes on in the story, it's just trying to find the time.
No, I feel you, man. Well, hey, just so you know, if you don't hear back from anybody else, I'm an admin now because I got a promotion because I got my own show. So any pop culture minefield show you want to be on, DM me and I got you.
Yeah,
you're in there.
Definitely, man. So everybody, that's pretty much it tonight. I got to make the wife happy and bring her out for drinks. So happy wife, happy life, right? And if I
Hell
don't do
yeah,
that,
man,
then
and a
none
happy.
ends. So
it's called V-Day. Happy VD.
Yeah, exactly right. So from the Dork Knight and I, from all of me to all of you, I want to thank everybody that showed up tonight, and especially the Dork Knight's mom.
Oh God.
So yeah, I only watch World News tonight with David Muir on ABC. Do you really?
I don't even know what that means, but I miss Peter Jennings. That used to be, that was who did ABC.
You know what?
World News Tonight.
I miss Walter Cronkite. Just with those jowls just going on. So, hello everybody. This is Walter Cronkite on the news. So, but no, I want to thank everybody that
Howard Cosell doing the sports.
Tonight we're gonna really make shoe for you tonight. I'll really make shoe. I got to do another voiceover for Gary.
Intro. You know that,
That's
right?
right.
We still use your intro, and you're not on the show. Come on.
I know. I love it, right? So, well, I had to do it just like Gary wanted. It's like, God, you just do that so perfectly.
You sounded like you do. You sound like the guy. Yeah, it's like it sounds just like the guy who did the intro for
Super Friends.
Yeah, it was perfect. Spot on.
Meanwhile, with the Super Friends and their help to some justice, Aquaman makes a tuna fish sandwich because he can't do shit. So
because you could totally do VO work. Like I got Jude over at Salty Nerd.
Right.
And this is a true story, man. I got her into voice acting, and
dude, I'm killing it.
She is killing it. Dude.
So
after we get off, man, I'll give you somebody to talk to if you're serious, and they'll make it happen. Sure. Same thing I did for Jude. They'll make it happen. Yeah.
So Takashi's Collectible Show and Pop Culture Republic and Penny, the Dork Knight's mom, and Lost Wanderer,
don't forget
and
about
Phantom Outsider. That's right, and Gap, the mighty Gap, and who else do we have on here tonight as well? We had the Lost Wanderer as well, and we also had we had Crimson Toys and Snaggle Fricklepuss, and we had Foggy Brains also show up.
Snaggle what? Snaggle what?
Snaggle Fricklepuss.
That's a great fucking name.
Oh, that is a great name. Usually he listens in while he's at work, and therefore he can't type much.
Snaggle Fricklepuss.
Snaggle Fricklepuss.
I like that. I love that name. That's fucking. I want to meet this dude.
Yeah, I know, right? So again, thank you everybody for joining in, and if you can, leave a like, leave a remark, and spread the word, and check out Dork Knight and everything that he does in a dorkly manner. And we shall check out his channel as well. And
my channel's everybody crap. Else. I appreciate you saying that. My channel's crap. I'm on Pop Culture Minefield, so check out Pop Culture Minefield. Dork
and
Side
Pop
of
Culture
the Ring.
Minefield.
Yeah.
Check out every crappy thing he does. So because he really needs your help.
Fuck my channel. No, my channel's garbage. Don't go to my channel. Pop Culture Minefield.
And also check me out also on Rancor Steve channel on Manorama on Thursday nights. And like I said before, from all of me to all of you, check us out on Titillating Tuesdays next week, the big 25. And you know what?
Thank you for having me.
Glad that you're here. So, and I think next week, what I'm planning on doing, because usually I just do these shows on the cuff. I just find it more fun that way and just, unpredictable. I'm just going to invite a bunch of guests on. And if you want to come on next week, I'm game. If you're game.
Yeah, dude. I'm totally.
Yeah. I'll shoot
Totally.
a
I
link
might
for
bring.
Gary and a bunch of
Yeah,
others.
yeah,
And
do it, man, do it. I
just
mean, well,
just have a party.
Gary's like he's on Toxic Tuesday right now with Nick Weiser, so he's like
Ooh.
beyond us. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's in his elevated position.
Yeah.
How dare I bring him down a peg or two? So, God. But yeah, everybody, you'll be there. I am counting on it. So
Hell
you
yeah,
better
PCR.
be. You will be. So, but yeah. So thank you all for joining in tonight, and we'll see you again next week on Titillating Tuesdays. So good night, everyone.